Don't let your Fleem memes be just dreams.
Only shooting stars break the mold.
Hello everybody and welcome to Brawl Stars. I'm Amy the Amazonian and today I'm playing with Norman Osbourne and the Green Goblin, or in Arena, Goben and Fleem. You can either cast Goben, this unblockable conniving creature, and transform him into Fleem, or just cast Fleem from your command zone. Goben is going to be getting you a bit of tempo, setting up some discard synergies, and then Fleem will allow you to cast things from your graveyard for 2 mana less, and cast any discarded card from your graveyard on the turn it was discarded. That means that this deck is full of things that you can cast for free if you happen to discard them, and lots of ways to discard cards. We also can have a little bit of storm potential with cards like Burgee, and some damage to face using these 2 pingers right here. In this deck, we're going to be getting a lot of value out of our discarded cards, and also playing some cards that can naturally be just cast from the graveyard, because there's things like Flashback and Disturb, and also reanimation spells, or just cards that naturally have Mayhem available in the deck. This deck is very cool, because it's not just doing Grixis control, it has very few counter spells, kill spells, and instead is focusing purely on the cards that we discard. So let's take Goben and Fleem into the queue and see if we can make our Fleem dreams a reality. Rofellos, Llanowar Emissary. Taps for a whole ton of mana, getting really huge mana acceleration. I don't have any of my removal in this hand, but there's so little removal in this deck. I am still going to mulligan and mulligan again. And mulligan again. Well, I can keep 5, but at least I'd be able to kill Rofellos once. So I will keep this, throw back the Fable and the Faithless. Actually, and the Pilferer. Should Rofellos even exist? Absolutely not. Absolutely should not be a card in this format as commander. I would be okay with Rofellos being like in the 99, but he is so easy to just keep bringing back, which is a problem and makes him incredibly annoying to play against. You guys like the Fleem on my shoulder? Here, I can bring him back. Where's Fleem.jpg? That's Fleem. That's my commander. And we can put him over here so he can hang out on me. My little shoulder Fleem. You love him. Okay, well, he can hang out with me then. Where is Zone Guard? Thankfully, they have not fetched, so this will not bring any lands back. Ooh, okay. Goben. And I think I'm just chilling here, because none of these died at a collective brutality. I could have gone for just Fleem that turn. But I like having the Goben for now. At least I only have 1 forest. That's 2 forests. And Burgeoning, now whenever I play a land, they can also play a land. Okay, got a Wooded Foothills. I'm going to discard Faithless Looting. It can't be cast from the graveyard naturally. If I flip it over, I can even cast it at a discount. Would you like to play a land? I know you don't have one. I think I want another blue or black source here. And I am flipping over Goben. Passing the turn. It is now Fleem's time to shine. Rofellos, uncounterable, returning to the battlefield. And now I can cast things from my graveyard, so I can get kind of silly with these discards. In fact, for 1 mana, I will draw 2 and discard 2. I'm essentially just extending my hand here. Prophesitic Memory draws me a card. I'm casting it from the graveyard for just 1 mana. Ooh, the Mako. I can discard that, and it won't get quite as big, but I will be able to still cast it this turn. If I would like to. I don't think I am, though. Would you like to put a land into play? Collective Brutality. I am going to mostly just discard for the heck of it, because I have too many lands in hand. So I'm going to target them, target Rofellos, and target them again. Paying a black and a colorless. I will discard the Shivan Reef. I'll discard the Flooded Strand. And their hand is absolutely disgusting. I hate seeing that. R.I.P. Mako, you're gone. I don't need it. Put 5 counters on Fleem. Swing in. Has Menace. Grazer can't block. So this next turn, they still have just 4 mana. And they have a 7 drop, a 9 drop, a 13 cost card, and a 10 cost card in hand. It turns out that the mulling to 5 to kill the Rofellos hasn't just saved me, it has given me a chance. A chance at victory. I'm going to channel Takanuma. This is not a spell, so I can't cast it from Fleem. It doesn't get Mayhem. I will grab Psychic Frog. Mistake card. We love those. I will play Psychic Frog. I can actually cast this for its Disturb cost from Fleem for 2 mana, and then swing in for 9. And even with that Wary Zone Guard hitting for 7, I can chump block, and I can seize the victory. GG. Chinook Memorial Ensign. Chinook will be having a landfall trigger that either deals damage to my face or deals damage to my face and draws a card. That's going to trigger on the second one each turn. I've got a hand with a whole bunch of discard triggers, discard enablers, and things that will be growing on discard. I also have something I can throw into my graveyard and, I don't know, maybe bring back later with a reanimate. I'll make sure I'm starting, though, with, that's a command tower. Okay, so Undercity Sewers. Put that in the graveyard. I know it's a fine card to have, but right now I just want to make sure I have a 3rd land. This can help me get one, and this can help me get one. Arius especially is a really fun card because it's going to be not just finding me more card advantage, but growing as I discard the card. This is a digital-only card that's really cute. It gets you a non-shark out of your deck. It's kind of like a Simic draw card each turn, but the card goes away. Oh, wow, you hit 2 on that. Yeah, this is just Gruul Landfall. Hello, I'm Psychic Frog. May I attack you? Excellent. Now, I could have played that first to get the triggers off these discards. But I know the importance of violence. And I could play Goben here, but instead I'm going to hold up Malcolm. Wary Zone Guard will be bringing those lands back from graveyard 1 a turn. I'm just going to play the Malcolm here. They could, like, bring it back and then lightning bolt it. That's fine. They can do that at end step no matter what. Now, Wary Zone Guard is a very nutty card, especially because it brings back the cards untapped. I need land. I'm going to play Arius, though. We draw, and we also draw and discard. There's a land. Look at that. I don't think Ill-Timed Explosion is going to do that much, especially with, like, Scoot Swarm, the thing I'd want to use it against, in their graveyard. I'll play a land. Nice. So Wary Zoneguard will be attacking in as a 4/4, and I can actually make Arius into a 4/4 or a 5/5 in order to block. It is the sort of thing that I would prefer not to do, but totally might end up doing because of how good this card is. Lotus Cobra! Okay, yeah, I will give up everything in my possession to prevent you from keep getting lands from the graveyard. So I'm going to block with Arius, and I am going to discard, and then discard again. And for just one more card, I can keep you alive, even though Riel would be drawing me additional cards. I don't care, I want this dead. And look, my frog got bigger too. Good old Modern Horizons mistake of a card. I can play this first. It doesn't really matter too much. But I will, just in case the card I get off of Malcolm is one that I could, like, cast for free. Okay. So when this attacked in, I got a containment construct. It is in hand, and I will be able to cast it for free with Fleem. I guess technically I don't need Fleem out for it. It doesn't matter when during the turn the cards were discarded. So this is a temporary card. I will discard it. Arius grows. We cast it for the low cost of free. Nice. Chocobo! Hello! My chat's talking about coffee brewing methods. I like coffee. Could you tell by the way that I'm, like, usually drinking some? This is actually tea. I do pour over coffee because it's easy. But I also like making espresso drinks. My partner is much better at making espresso than I am. He's, like, good at getting, like, the perfect pressure. Perfect grind. Perfect extraction. I press the buttons and the machine goes. And I'm okay at frothing milk. Ooh, Osbourne Hydra. Yeah, that's gonna get big. I have enough things in the graveyard, though, that, like, I can give Psychic Frog flying, and I think I just have lethal here. Is my partner secretly a wizard? No, he worked as a barista for a while. Which I guess is like a wizard. This Traveling Chocobo, by the way, has been doubling these landfalls. So glad Tanook isn't out, or I would have taken like 20 damage this turn. So glad this thing did not come out last turn, but came out this turn. And a 64/64 Hydra is very big and very scary. Except it doesn't have reach. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever that much, this much, all of them. I have enough mana. My partner is a warlock, perhaps a rogue. Oh, and I'm a bean wizard. I'm a bean rogue. Yeah, I like bean rogue for that. Nice. GG, Tanook. That sure is a very big Hydra. Urza, Lord Protector. Discounts your spells and is usually up to no good. I mean that very seriously. This Urza is usually discounting instants, you know, counter spells, sorceries, and artifacts. Sometimes these are artifact-predominant decks looking to meld and become Urza Planeswalker, but also sometimes these decks are just blue-white control, which is not so fun to play against, especially when you're just trying to make your Fleem dreams more than memes. Hi, how you doing, Urza? You like your opening hand or not? That's okay, you can take your time. I'll play Xander's Lounge. And I guess next turn, I'll do a little discarding, a little bit of drawing, a little bit of setup. Yeah, I'm gonna drop Otawara. Is Urza ever up to any good? No, you know he's not. They got an Ancient Tome out for Midnight Clock. I'm going to use Marsh Flats to grab Blood Crypt and play Glinthorn Buccaneer. Now when I discard cards, I will be pinging my opponent. I have a way to discard, I have a way to discard, I have a way to discard. Which card? These cards. Ancient Tome is kind of wild. It doesn't really fit in this deck because we are a 3-color deck. I'm just gonna try to get my commander out and uncountered while they're, you know, tapped out of blue. They might just kill him, though. Exile him, turn him into a toy, make him utterly insignificant. My sweet little Fleem. Why would anybody ever hurt you? Oh, they're actually just bouncing everything back into hand. Okay, so I could have gone for a more setup-y turn there. Holla holla! I'm playing Fleem. I know what I want to do. It's Fleem things. They're cracking open that polluted delta, shocking it in. Relic of Legends, they can tap Urza. They have Teferi mana. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, Oswald! Oh, you're a Paradox Engine deck. I actually ran into a lot of different combo decks with this. I love how it's like, oh yeah, no, I know what that means. It means Paradox Engine. That's fine, they're down to 8. We're gonna start with Brass's Tunnel Grinder. I will be discarding this, that, you, this, that. How about everyone? I discard my entire hand. Getting a fresh in here. Very cool, very cool. All right. Talisman. I have to look at what I have here, which is actually one of the hardest parts. Trying to keep track of what stuff I have. Sure, free hollow one. Holla! Dang, I can't do that and then big score, so we'll big score first. And I'll drop Cathartic Pyre. Get me some mana. Glinthorn. And then Ghostly Pilfer, which will let me discard the rest of the cards in my hand. And I will discard a card from my hand. Then I will discard a card from my hand. Then I will discard a card from my hand. You guys see where this is going? Then I'll discard a card from my hand. Almost done. Discard a card from my hand. Discard, I'm going to say a card from my hand. And then discard a card from my hand. And then swinging for lethal with Fleem. Got him. Thank you, Ghostly Pilfer. Akiri, Fearless Voyager. This is going to be an equipment deck, able to make their equipped creatures indestructible. This hand's a little strange because I only have blue mana, but that's okay, because I can get black mana off this, and I can also just play my commander off of blue. Oh, or I could top deck a polluted delta. That works too. I'll just crack this open and grab Triome. It gives me everything. We love those. Great. Freya can tap for mana, only for equipment spells and abilities. Hi, Esper Sentinel. They're gonna be taxing me. They're gonna be taxing. Taxing and taxing. Do you feel like going for Arius this turn? Or Goben? I'm gonna go for Arius. A flyby trawler. A dead shark. Sword of Fire and Ice is protection from my 2 main colors. That is tough. I do have some ways to destroy things. but not easy ways to destroy things. So I'm going to wait to see if they equip it this turn, because I think they will. And I will deal 2 damage to target creature and pay the 1. Yeah, I have like Prismari command in the deck, since it does have that draw discard mode on it. And they already bolted, right? Yeah, alright, so we're gonna try to make our Fleem dream happen. I've got a 3/3. Do you like it? I like it. Adelbear. A Dire Flail. Just 2 more nice equipments. I've got a couple different ways to discard here. We'll start with Emmet. Discard. Play this land. Play this. I don't have to pay the 1 anymore, at least. Boop. Glinthorn Buccaneer. I don't have a good attack there, so I'll attack in there. Alright, perfect. Sorry, Sword of Fire and Ice sure is sort of kill my monkey right now. And I'll probably gamble next turn to get a free discard outlet, like a Psychic Frog, with the understanding that I'll need to protect myself. Alright, so they deal 2 damage, they draw. Akiri, you coming down? The boots! Extreme unblockability. I will play the land first, because that's the only thing I can't, like, reuse from the graveyard. Ooh, wait, let's go extra turn. Why not? Oh no, it's in my graveyard. Hee hee, that just makes it cost less. Attacking in. I'm very sorry, my beautiful small monkey. Ook, ook, you go into the graveyard. Put you in play. Pass the turn. I will... 3 steps ahead. For 2 modes. Yeah, for 2 modes. I would like a copy of the Glinthorn Buccaneer. We draw 2 and then discard this because it is free from the graveyard. Ooh, Bone Miser. That's so fun. Mayhem! Hammies! Faithless Luton. Boop, boop. Triggers, triggers. Triggers, triggers. Triggers, triggers, triggers. Triggers, triggers. Basic Mountain. Hitting triggers. Trigger, trigger, triggers. Boop. Pop. Signet. Swing in. Nice reanimate. Win the game. You thought this was Fleem, not loot? Fleem likes loot. They're best friends. I'd stuff them in a cage together. GG. Celeste Rune Knight is going to be bringing things back from the graveyard to give counters to everyone. She actually doesn't reanimate herself, but the other cards in the deck are all about reanimation, bringing things back, whether it's like a skeleton that's just reanimating itself, or spells that bring back big creatures, small creatures, or sacrifice loops to make infinitely large creatures. Celeste is very good at finding those pieces, because when she enters, you can discard and then draw. And no matter what, even if you discard 0 cards, you still get to draw a card, which is cool. Not something Mardu usually does. Mardu's not usually the out here drawing cards naturally. It's kind of like actually Brass's Tunnel Grinder, because this also is like you discard any number and then draw that many +1. That's the Celeste text. I could play Goben this turn, or Ledger Shredder. A little worried about, you know, that. Play Ledger Shredder. They're grabbing a Triome of their very own. Passing the turn. I feel like I have way too many lands here. I'm gonna use Brass's Tunnel Grinder to drop the 2 lands. I was kind of assuming I would get 1 more. I did. I got 2 more. And now I have descended, but only once. 3 mana on their side of the battlefield. 1 off from Celeste. They're looting, filling up that graveyard. Who's that? Ooh, Priest of Fell Rights will be able to, like, reanimate Crocs and Kunaros to grab the Broodlord. I wonder if they're doing a combo off all that. It is totally possible. Well, I know what I'm here for. It's my commander. Fleem! You love Fleem. The people on the subreddit, they say, oh, my favorite boy. How wonderful. How wonderful he is. When I discard my cards and then cast them at a discount. Oh, he's having a stroke. That's so unfortunate. I have a reanimation piece in hand, though, so, like, I guess I could leave you there. Oh, but you just come back as Goben. Fine. May as well just cast you for 4. And hey, that's a much better discard piece. I am trying to think if I have a way to put you in the graveyard. You target? All right, this is the... I see you have a Crocs and Kunaros and Hoarding Broodlord. You cannot have those. I need those. I will get a land. I'm discarding Arden and Prison Break. Prison Break can be cast in a graveyard. I got a land. We Prison Break. Arden returns. I will drop Ill-Timed Explosion. It's a discard-related card. And from their graveyard... grab another piece. To grab another piece, to grab another piece, to go wild. GG. Azusa lost but seeking, almost certainly going to be strip mining, tutoring for it, playing it, and then replaying it repeatedly from the graveyard. This hand has a discard on command, and has a huge discard card here, something that discards to get a mountain and a Cyclonic Rift. But overall, these are not super the cards I want against Azusa. I probably want to look for, like, I have 2 counter spells in this deck, that might be nice. Or I could just, like, go for Ghostly Pilfer, draw a card when they play that, but they go first, so they might be playing her on turn 2. I mulligan. I'll take a turn 1 monkey. Delighted Halfling, I won't be able to counter her anyway. Lucky me. Blooded Strand, I will grab the blue-red Steam Vents. There it is. Pay the 2. Here's a monkey. You love him. Play a land. Azusa lets them play lots of lands. Nissa, going to set up some landfall and also a creature that can freely block Ragavan. I will pop down my commander, I think. Goben! Yeah, I don't know why they didn't ban Strip Mine in this format, but it has caused a great amount of frustration and misfortune since it's being brought here. I could have also gone for Arcane Signet to set up an ill-timed explosion. Because they have committed these creatures to the board. I'm just worried about destroying all creatures, becoming my stuff dies too. Okay, so they do not actually have a ton of lands in hand, which is great for me. That's exactly what I want to see. I am going to... I could have played Riel here first for card advantage. I'm just going to swing in with Goben. Can't be blocked. We connive. Okay, Otawara... this, that, and the other guy. Shame I can't flip this turn. I will drop the Kiora. And I'm going to go for the Impending on Overlord of the Flood Pits. Get to discard again. I will discard this Swamp. And the creatures I discard, I am able to reanimate next turn using the Mayhem on Prison Break, or, like, flipping, doing that in the future. Okay, Archdruid's Charm. Chat, what land do you think they're gonna tutor for? All hands for Strip Mine? Strip Mine? Anybody thinking it's gonna be Strip Mine? It wasn't Strip Mine, it was Fabled Passage. Oh, look at that. Somebody said, oh, could be Nykthos. Could be Nykthos. God, at least they didn't have a turn 1 extra. At least they're kind of bricking on lands, which tells me that the stuff in their hand is what's disgusting here. I actually might be going for that board wipe this turn. So I will swing in with everything because they have not been hitting stuff for the board. All right, cool. I will drop the Signet here. I could even flip. Amy, you know you wanna. Yeah, I want that free Signet. Me? Greed? Ha! That's crazy. Hey! Endurance? Wait, what did they exile from their hand? Invasion of Ikoria? Okay, I don't get a free Signet. Interesting. Sure. Well, at least I got Fleem. Look, there he is. We love him here. He's small and has 4 eyes. They're giving us an avatar for him in the game. What do you guys think the last card in hand is? Okay, Empath. That gets them a big. But which big? Which chunker do you get? There's a fellow that lets you play lands again from the graveyard. Fleem has 4 eyes. Yes, he's got like 1, 2, 3, 4 eyes. Somebody's thinking a Huff? Oh, it's a Kogla. Him monkey. Okay. I mean, okay. I will set off an explosion. I'll discard the Fable and Lounge. Deal 3 to each of these. Replay the Fable of the Mirror Breaker. And with 1 more land, they will be able to kill Fleem. Which, heartbreaking, but I understand. They sacrifice the Fabled Passage for a snow-covered forest, and they replay Azusa. This person did not put enough lands in their Azusa deck. I'm going to discard the Big Score and Prison Break. And I think I'm going to be able to get stupid with things this turn. Ooh, extra stupid. Riel, Big Score, drop the Reanimate. Reanimate, eeny, meeny, miny, Nissa. Dang, I didn't get another discard for me, though. That's okay, we can get one off of the Glinthorn Buccaneer. We swing in. While this is attacking, I'm able to discard cards and draw cards. And one of my favorite things to discard with Fleem are things that cost 2 colorless mana, because you can then play them for free from the graveyard. Smuggler's Copter. I do not have the Prison Break in use, but I also don't need it. I have a pretty good lineup here. Winding Way gets them creatures or lands, but whatever it is, they won't have enough mana to play it. Because I, the Fleem deck, managed to get more lands than them, the Azusa deck. Strange choice. Hearthhull, the World Seed. Hearthhull will be sacrificing lands, dealing damage to me, or I guess making me lose life. Is it technically loss of life? It is. And drawing cards. Once they're getting set up, though, they'll also be replaying things from the graveyard. I've got a counterspell to stop Hearthhull, and I think that's going to be enough for me to keep this hand. The sort of things I also need to look out for are like Strip Mine, because they can loop it with Ice Till Explorer and similar. I'll put that Faithless Looting in the graveyard. I can cast it from there for just 1 mana once I have Fleem out. Birds of Paradise. Caw-caw. I could just kill that. I think I should. Always bolt the bird, right? Bird bolted. Yes, they can also use things like crop rotation to help search for their strip mines, but I'd say Hearthhull usually uses much more of the like fetch lands to do their work. I'll play Goben and pass. Song of Seasons, such a good ramp card. Let's see what they find. It'll be getting them 3 different lands. One is a forest, one is a mountain, and one is neither. Oh, look, Llanowar Elf. How cute. Elf. Inti. Ooh. Do I want to risk it for Inti plays? I do. I like Inti plays. They're very, like... You're very much, like, throwing pieces away and you will never get them back. But if it works, it's so good. So this is unblockable. We're gonna swing in. I will be discarding. I will discard 3 steps ahead. Getting a counter onto Goben. Putting Collective Brutality into exile. Next, I get to draw and discard again. This Bone Miser I am way too far away from, so I'm going to discard that. Please find me a land, Inti. It did not find me a land. Now I can either hold up the Wash Away or play this very cheap hollow one. To me, the Wash Away is worth more than a 1 mana 4/4. I was really hoping for lands there. Lumra! Gonna bring back all those lands from the graveyard. 1, 2, and then... oh, yep, there's Strip Mine. Bajuka Bog. No! My bog! I have 3 lands. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A lot. 11? 11. I'm in danger. I'm gonna play this Magmakin Artillerist. Swing in with Goben. Discard Kiora. We draw, we discard, we discard, we draw, we draw, we discard. Misty Rainforest. Great. Inti, you have done a great job buffing my unblockable. And Goben, this is Norman Osbourne is just like, when am I gonna get to huff my goblin juice? Where's my goblin juice? He wants to become the Green Goblin so bad it makes him look stupid. I can relate. They strip mine my Undercity sewers. Now your Lumra doesn't hurt me as much. Crucible of Worlds lets them replay that from the graveyard. That's scary. Especially, like, normally you would need them to have, like, land advantage, something that's letting them play additional lands, like Hearthhull. But at this point, they have so many more lands than me that it barely matters. Aftermath Analyst, another way to bring back all those lands from the grave. And they did mill a land. Lumra, come at me with your big bear bunny. She's so big. She's so big? Probably she. It's a big bear. Hi, Elvish Reclaimer. If you'd like to, you can sacrifice your 2 fetch lands to fetch a different land. Okay. These are real Goben hours. I will discard Haunted Bridge. I don't need red mana here. Where we're going, we don't need red mana. We hit. Signet, cool. Normally I'd be able to cast that for free off of Fleem. This means I won't be able to flash back the Wash Away. But it does make things a little safer against Strip Mine. Am I cooked? No, I'm cooking. They have fetch lands that I think they're a little spooked to use, which is great. But I do have to block Lumra, because otherwise they will fully crew this up, sacrifice those lands, and kill me. Takanuma? Gone. I'm going to play Snapcaster Mage as a chump blocker. Heavy Inti and Artillerist alive is very good for me. They station. They're going in the air rather than on the ground, where I cannot block. I take 6. Now we know they have a fetch, and the ability to sacrifice a land. They've already played a land this turn, right? It was the Strip Mine. But this lets them play an additional land on top of that, which I think will kill me. Next turn, I had lethal between Goben, Inti, and the Magmakin Artillerist. So this was a very close game, which I do love to see. So let's see if they can close it out. Okay, sure. Lotus Cobra. Strip Mine. They just got to sacrifice 2 lands. They have them right there. Yep, they found the line. There goes my land. And there goes the other. And we die to a floating bug ship. GG. Jenova, Ancient Calamity, is going to be scaling up their creatures, getting massive, because the bigger she is, the bigger she makes anyone else. I'd say the #1 new card in Jenova, because I recently updated my deck, is Ouroboros. What a crazy card with Jenova. You buff it, it buffs her. And if a mutated creature, because she turns things into mutants, happens to die during your turn, you also draw a ton of cards, giving you more fuel to scale up. I will start with a Blood Crypt here and play Marauding Mako. As I discard cards, this will grow. Same exact thing as you, but this one has cycling. This one makes a blood. This one has trample. This one does not. Sharks! I should also mention, if you are going to build this deck as a storm deck, these are the cards that you can take out and maybe just have 1 or 2 of them in. I'm gonna go for maximum fixin' here. Yeah, there's so many, like, super powerful cards from Edge of Eternities. Incubation Druid. They can put a counter on this to make it tap for 3 mana. Do I just hold up a counter spell for Jenova? That's going to depend. I'm going to swing in with these two. They should not block, because if they do, I will make these grow. And then I don't have to worry about Jenova next turn unless they get, I don't know, Dark Ritual. But I am holding that counter spell for Jenova. I'm scared of her. There's a lot of cards in this deck that can get too big for me to handle, because I'm actually not running that much, like, direct removal in this deck, because I wanted to focus on Fleem. Oh, somebody's saying they thought I was done streaming for the rest of the year. Oh, I was. I ended my streamathon yesterday. I'm recording this on Tuesday. This is the launch day of the set. And, yeah, then New Year's was at sundown. It was, Rosh Hashanah. Shana Tova! Happy holidays! There's their, sacrifice outlet. I know, I have the Gamble Reanimate, Good Times for Wild in here. I just need this out first, because then I'll have a backup in case something disappears. Out we go! Fleeman! It's the Hebrew New Year. It's year 5,000 something something something. I don't know. It's an excuse for me to go hang out with my parents, drink cheap wine, and then eat chicken soup. It's great. Is it Jenova time? Are we Fleeman? Are we Fleeman for real? I should also mention that there are a few natural mutants that, like, you don't need Jenova to turn them into mutants. There's probably going to be even more of them soon. There actually weren't that many in Spider-Man, but, like, if we ever get an X-Men set, there's gonna be there's Ouroboros. There it is. They're Ouroboroding. Okay, I am going to gamble. I'm a gambling man. I know what I'm here for. How about Arden? Who got discarded? Oh, Arden, you got discarded? That's too bad. I'm gonna use this blood to discard Monument to Endurance. Oh, look, I can cast it for less mana from my graveyard than from my hand. Colorless spells with Fleem are so good. I do have a bitter triumph here, but I know what is more important to me, and it is bringing out this guy. They're like, but Amy, you don't even have a thing to, you don't have a thing to do. I don't care. I know what I'm here for. It's making my Fleem dreams a reality. Also, I want to steal Ouroboros next turn. Don't mind me. I have blockers. Also, I think I could have discarded the Reanimate, made a treasure, and then done that. It would have been exactly the same, except I would have had another card in hand. Tribute to the World Tree, going to make it so cards will either get counters when they enter, or draw them a card, depending on their size and how they order the triggers. Because there's, like, things that could grow it when it enters. So, Jenova grows Ouroboros, Ouroboros grows the other two. Do you swing in? They do. But those don't have trample. So don't worry about it. Now, something fun about Ouroboros is it normally starts as a 1/3. I'm saying those words because I think some of you know exactly what I'm about to do. Here, I could even discard this first. Teehee. It costs less from the graveyard. You lose life. I'll discard. can even discard this card. Look, it's free. Make a treasure. If you want to sacrifice it, that is the exact same thing to me. Frog. 1. Unfortunately, I won't get the trigger because this happens at the start of combat. But I don't really care. I have an aura board. Okay, so we've got 1, 2, 3... Dang, not lethal. All right, Fleem, get in there. No, Fleem, get in there. They have 7 mana. Jenova can make something huge, but none of these have trample, so I do not mind. Discard hollow 1/2 frog, play from graveyard. Yeah, I could have also drawn a card off this. There's so many, like, random ways I could do it. It's like, yeah, it gets another counter on there. Fleem is such a strange card, and I feel like if somebody built it as a pure storm deck, you can actually get wild with ordering abilities, having things that like float your mana. There's a lot of unusual ways to play this deck, and I'm sure somebody's going to be building a fairly consistent version of it that wins off either discard triggers that deal damage or Thassa's Oracle. Thassa's Oracle being like you draw your entire deck and then do it, or Grape Shot, Tendrils of Agony, something that's a literal storm card because you can storm with Fleem. Overlord of the Baleberg for 5 mana. They're going full cost. They are going to mill and then grab something from their graveyard to bring back. Oh, it's just a little guy. Are you going to eat a mutant to draw all the cards? Eat mutant, eat mutant, eat mutant. You can't sacrifice yourself, though. Huh. Okay. Fine. Holla! And, I don't know, Vora, you can get in there, too. There's a 3 mana spell that could give trample, but they only have 2 mana up, so I'm not worried about it. Yeah, you can also use cards like Vivi to generate extra mana. But like Burgie, I think, is one of the big ones for a deck like this. Burgie and Electro, which is very similar to Burgie. Or what's his name in Arena? Legally not Electro. Nice. We reanimate, we buff things up, we win the game. GG. Dina, Soul Steeper, typically a combo deck, looking to gain infinite life and drain infinite life. This hand is okay. This is the kind of hand where, like, I'm probably just playing Goben and going for some value. I've got my Scalding Tarn right here, or Flooded Strand. I'm not holding up anything interesting. I don't want to Mountain Cycle this yet, so I will just Surveil. Ah, more lands. I'm good. I have lands. This is a land that costs 1 mana. Oh. It's time for a mistake of game design. The Psychic Frog. So they are going to be tutoring. Tutoring and tutoring some more, because that is what she does. Dina needs to find her combo pieces, whether it's Exquisite Blood or Bloodthirsty Conqueror, they both work. Then they can trigger their combo just by gaining life. I will try to interrupt this right here using Prismari Command to destroy that artifact. That's a tutor right there. And I can either draw and discard, I can deal 2 damage. I'm going to make a treasure because it should help enable me to do the things we do in this deck, like play my commander. Go, Psychic Frog. Nice, Chainer. Good old Modern Horizons 3. Yeah, this is probably just in here because it has lifelink. So does that. These Death Touch Lifelinkers are not things people want to trade into, even though they could be the thing that kicks off the combo. By the way, they can also win fairly with Dina just by gaining life. It does work. I'm going to play Fleem straight up from the command zone. And I will be Fleeming for real right now. The Dream Fleem. I'm probably going to go for the Kiora cast this turn. It's like Kiora or Ledger Shredder. I like Kiora. She gets me some good filtering. So I will discard Kiora from my hand. And cast Kiora from the graveyard using Fleem. Alright, we got Malcolm, Watery Grave, Chainer, Oliphant, this. I will discard the Fetch Land and the Island because I'm not able to play anything else this turn. I will exile cards from my graveyard. A 1, a 2, a 3. To give this flying. And then swing in with my frog. To draw a card. It's a good frog. If I had gotten, like, any of my, like, 2-mana colorless spells to cast for free, that also would have been sweet. They're not paying the 6. They're scared. They're scared, or they have the combo already. No, Sanguine Soothsayer, though, can get them a Sanguine Bond. That is a repeat of what Dina does. But it scales with the amount of life gained. And they're murdering Fleem! Decline, he lives in a graveyard now. Don't worry about it. Yes, we have many cards here that do many things, all of which are very silly. I can either recast him from the graveyard or I can use him as fodder. They both work. I'll use him as fodder. Sorry, Kiora. I swing in with Psychic Frog. Go, 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 frog. Go, frog. Go, go, frog, go. Go, go, frog, go. Go, go, frog, go. Go, frog, go, go. If I get a counterspell, I'll hold it. If not, I'm going to probably cast Malcolm this turn just to get the connive. Okay, they're trading with the Vampire to Dire Moon into Kiora. I'd get to draw. Ooh, Prison Break. That's fun. Can use that to reanimate, though not this turn. As I said before, I am doing this at sorcery speed to get the connive. And playing the Underground River to make it seem like maybe, just maybe, I got a wash away or something. Without having to shock in. When in reality, I have Oliphant. Turns out, can't counter a lot of stuff anyway. Coveted Prize, they do not have a full party, so they do not get to cast the spell for free. But they're probably getting Bloodthirsty Conqueror, because they put Cavern of Souls on Vampire. And there's the Conqueror. They can get an awful lot of life this turn. Cool, what do I draw? Okay, Cathartic Reunion. Yeah, I'm in this spot where, like, I can flip this. But the things I'm able to play are not that helpful. Like, I'd be able to get out a Smuggler's Copter for free. A big whoop. Once they gain life, they're able to combo next turn. So I will dig for my extremely minor amount of removal in this deck. Cute cards, but not what I crave. I'll attack in with the Psychic Frog. Discard the Lorraine Revealed. And pass the turn. All they have to do is play their commander and gain 1 life. Which should be pretty easy to do. Okay, they're tutoring, I assume for some sort of a backup. And if you want to know, like, how does this combo work if you've never seen it, Bloodthirsty Conqueror or Exquisite Blood says, whenever your opponent loses life, you gain life. Dina, or the Exquisite Bond, which they could also just grab, it's free off of this. Great. Will say, whenever you gain life, your opponent loses life. It doesn't matter what amount of life it is, you just go. So they've tutored. We know that they're able to put that into the top too, but I don't think they attacked with that at all. But they have this right here, Dina. So you play Dina, and you win the game. Or you don't. Like, I guess you don't have to. Oh, wait, are they getting there? They are. They were just making sure. They were just checking my hand. And it doesn't matter what we do because they gain life, we lose life. We gain life, lose life, gain life, lose life. Arena, autocomplete this. A plus B equals win. I'll actually be building this same deck, which there's only so much variety you can put into it, pretty soon because it was a requested deck as part of my subathon. So if you enjoy the Dina Soul Steeper combo, well, I'll be making it soon too. GG, Dina. It's almost there. Almost there. Fleem, you watching this? There it is. Perfect. GG. Ren and Six, one of the final bosses of the current queue, because this is a deck that not only can kill your small creatures, but can also keep bringing back lands. And you know what land they like bringing back the most? Well, most of you already know. It is Strip Mine. This is a Strip Mine deck. Ah, Terrarian. Great. Lets them, I guess, just cantrip here. That's a strange card to see. You've got a mountain. You're halfway to Ren and Six. Where's your fetch land? Hello? Oh, there's one. Wooded Foothills. They bring out Ren and Six, and they bring that back to hand. It's sort of like drawing a card, except they do it every turn for 2 mana on a very genuinely difficult to get rid of Planeswalker. I do have the ability to gamble this turn. Trying to line up something kind of wild. Playing Goben does nothing because they genuinely just kill Goben. I will... I don't have like a great discarder until one more turn, but I'm gonna gamble. Yeah. Let's go for the Arden or Kefka. Let's go Arden. Damn, Amy, you're good at Magic. They're a Gruul deck. Even though I don't have anything else to reanimate here, that's gonna be really hard for them to get rid of. Chrome Mox, you got some mana. Yeah, it's a 4/4. That's bigger than a Lightning Bolt. They'd have the Lightning Bolt and minus. Please don't have Lightning Bolt in the minus. What is this? Nihilious Intervention. Oh, because it tutors for lands. Yeah, I'm very much trying to live the, even if you strip mine, I will live forever vibe. If they didn't, if I didn't discard that there, I think it actually could have been good for me to wait a turn and just, like, discard off Kiora and then discard 2 things so I can get the full reanimate. But I get a pretty good one this turn. What? What do you want? I already played a land. You got 4 mana. Are you killing Arden or not? No. Stone Rain. Punk. Alright, I will go for... I guess just the hollow one. Because this gets it into the graveyard. We bring it out. We kill Ren and Six. And hopefully I can rebuild just by, like, value. I can use this to grab a surveil and try to surveil a creature into the graveyard. There's a lot of silly business when it comes to land destruction. And catching up against land destruction is a real headache. The great news is they gave up very easily, so I don't have to play against any more Stone Rains and Strip Mines. I'm not going to say good game. Mid-game. Wish they would ban out that deck. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Brawl Stars, and thank you, Fleem, for being the star of the show here. This is actually a deck request from an anonymous donor during my subathon, but you know I was going to build Fleem anyway. This deck is kind of like a hybrid Storm deck, and I think you could make it even more stormy if you wanted to, adding Electro and things like that, and really focusing on drawing and discarding, drawing and discarding, drawing and discarding, casting from the graveyard, though that's very, very dependent on Fleem rather than using other enablers in this deck. I think this deck is cool, it's interesting, and when it works, it feels like it really works. I think that somebody who is a better pilot than me, or somebody who's not like talking while they're recording, could probably also just take this deck list as it is and have a really good time with it. I had a good time playing this, even though it was matching into some pretty scary decks. Matchmaking definitely not adjusted for Spider-Man, because we're still seeing those Rofellos and Rens and Sixes, even if they're not necessarily the best or most coherent versions of those decks, we're still matching into them. If you're looking for the deck list, you can find it in the description of the video. And if you would like to suggest a Spider-Man commander, please let me know in the comments, or I guess through the Omenpaths. It'll actually help me if you give, like, both of their names when you're suggesting them. I have most of them memorized, but, like, if you say Morbius, I know who to look for. If you say, like, Gwen, you gotta be specific. There's multiple Gwens. You can't just say Spider-Man either. There's, like, 37 Spider-Men. There's so many man-spiders in this set. Thankfully, there's only one Fleem. Ignore the fact that there's multiple green goblins. There's only one Fleem. Thank you all so much for watching, and have a brawlful day.